Hello everybody, what's good? It's Megaman. I'm about to head out on tour, but I wanted to make sure to not miss one of the most exciting pieces of news this year for me, because I'm biased obviously. But without further ado, here is the Megaman review of Mega Man 11, which is out right now for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Mega Man 11 was first announced way back in December 2017 and surprised everyone, me included. I know that because I was probably the most surprised. Capcom held a special 30th anniversary event at Twitch headquarters, and after announcing Mega Man X Legacy Collections, they shocked the gaming world with the first news of an all-new, all-exclusive Mega Man game coming in 2018. So we all wondered, what would it look like? How would it play? Will it be good? I wondered, how would the music be? Well, let's not waste time. Let's rock, man. If it ain't broke, man, don't fix it, man. Okay, I promise I won't make any more bad Mega Man puns. Well, I'll try. Way back in the day, as you know from my song Wily, Thomas Light and Albert Wiley were classmates, both with different ideas on how to take robotics technology into the future. The research department is, hey, that guy kind of looks like me. Thanks, Capcom. Word. Anyway, the research department is certain that Wiley's got it all wrong, and Light kind of player hates on him to the committee. Wiley goes home, and many years later, he remembers the idea he had as a younger doctor. And he builds new robot masters with his new double gear technology that he had developed way back when. Mega Man must don the blue suit and helmet and stop the nefarious Wily's plans with his own double gear technology. So it's on once again. What's new? The most notable change is the graphics. It was 10 years ago that Mega Man 9 dropped in his classic 8-bit style, and the nostalgia bone was plucked, tickled, and pretty much fondled. I remember it well. They followed it up with a similarly styled Mega Man 10 in 2010, and I love that it leaned on the familiarity. But not anymore. That's all out the window. Mega Man 11's graphic style is probably best described as a cel-shaded, maybe 2.5D version of the original game style. It's bright and colorful, and we've never seen classic Mega Man look so clean and so friendly. Props to Capcom and the team for having the guts to change something that was so tried and true. They could have easily just done an 8-bit game, and most people, including myself, would have been very happy. The result is a completely new Mega Man game experience, which is dope. The double gear system. A simple but complex change in this game, probably the most important change too. They're called the speed gear and power gear. They allow Mega Man to either get a short burst of high-powered shots or what amounts to some bullet time if you remember Max Payne. If you get damaged throughout the game, you can combine them into one powerful attack, though you will be subsequently hampered by a lengthy cooldown time and a slower shot rate. So be careful. Evolution and change is never a smooth thing, so honestly, it'll take veteran classic Mega Man players a moment to adjust to this new gameplay element. And it's super necessary to master it to beat the very challenging stages and bosses. Speaking of bosses, let's talk about them though. I've honestly felt like with the exceptions of a few characters, Splash Woman anyone, I don't look for a whole lot of innovation in the boss characters, names, or styles these days. It seems like they've all been done over the past 30 years, and what else could come up possibly new? I wasn't expecting too much on that front, but here's what you got. Blockman. You saw him in the demo. He's big, he's got blocks. Yeah. Bounce Man. He's kind of like Clown Man. Real silly, but bounces all over the place. Got a funny voice. Blast Man is the explosive expert. This stage is fun. Maybe even a blast. Whole lot of explosions going on. Fuse Man. Think Elect Man, but on a whole nother level. Acid Man. Tss. His level's full of these boiling acid pits that'll get you if you're not careful. Torch Man. Here's where it gets fiery. This is probably the most challenging stage of the game. Flames just erupt and chase you through certain parts of the game, and it's pretty hectic. Impact Man. It's a construction stage. Reminds me of Guts Man, but the dude looks like a Constructicon, if you remember those from Transformers. Tundra Man, an elegant, cocky figure skater who's got classic ice stage with some wind added to make it even more difficult. Better get those spike shoes for this one. Each boss has its own gear system, so halfway through the battle they'll either add a new attack or completely change form, as you might have seen with Blockman on the demo. Now, I don't know the best order yet for this game. I've only been playing it a couple of weeks, but here's where I had a point to make. The difficulty is right where I'd expect it to be, and that's fine. However, maybe a little bit inconsistent. Newcomer is too easy, while normal gets way too hard. Many more checkpoints get added on Newcomer, but there's really no middle ground. Fortunately, you can go to Light Shop in between stages and get whatever you need to help you through levels. Most of it is super helpful stuff, like reducing the recoil on a charge shot, or automatic shots, which are very much needed unless you want thumb blisters like the old days from holding the charge button. But the fact that your currency screws are very easy to find and super abundant throughout the game makes the fact that you can buy anything, and it makes you not want to take those risks for like an E-tank that's hiding in a crevice over a big ravine, not worth it. So that's my only problem really, is I think it just makes things a little too easy to buy your way into full health instead of having to risk your life like the old days. But I really wish you couldn't buy them. They got me through the game a little too quickly. It's the classic try and die system that we all know and love from Mega Man, where you learn by losing a life usually, and that's to be expected. But in the time that I played, I've beaten most of these bosses with a Mega Buster, or maybe taking a chance and switching the weapon once or twice and finding something luckily, and using a few E-tanks to fill up mid-boss fight. I remember those being so much harder to come by back in the days. So there isn't much reward in finding out each boss's weakness like back in the day, at least not so far. What I like: it's fun, it's colorful, and it's challenging. That's all I want from a Mega Man game. What I'd like to see improved: if there is a Mega Man 12, and I hope and pray that there is and that I'm allowed to see it, you guys have to please go back, find a way to get the old sound teams involved from Mega Man's 1 to 6, Mega Man 7 and 8, and Mega Man's 9 and 10. Those guys and gals made some of the most memorable music in recent history. And honestly, this game's music is not a highlight for me. I'm a music guy, what can I say? I played the game for a couple weeks, and honestly, there's no earworm tunes. There's nothing that's stuck in my head as of yet. That's almost unheard of for a Mega Man game, so sad face on that. Here's a super small issue that I can nitpick because it's my review. One of my favorite things about the old Mega Man games is right before a boss battle, you walk through a corridor, and you got to jump through the corridor and do a cool Matrix-like slow motion sequence where you glide through the doors in air, sometimes with the buster out, sometimes not. It's not in this game. Why? Sad face. Honestly, small things there. And I feel like some tiny difficulty tweaking would be in order. But I do remember Mega Man 9 and 10 being so hard to the point where I got so frustrated that I didn't want to play them anymore. So maybe it's for people like me, so that you don't sit the game down. If you remember Mega Man 1, that means you've been playing these games for 30 years. And you probably don't have the hand-eye coordination that you used to. So throwing a bone isn't a bad thing. Let's get to the ratings. We're going to go with the classic GamePro rating style. Shout out to GamePro, one of my favorite mags from back in the day. Graphics, I give it a 4.0. I mean, they're better than expected, and I love the cell shading. It's appropriate, and it's never over the top. The explosions are great, everything looks cool. I'm a sucker for 8-bit, as you know, and that would have probably got a 5 out of me, but this is good enough, so I give it a 4. Sound, 2.0. None of the original sounds remain from the old classic series, which is fine. I mean, the little pew 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 or things like that would have been cool to have, but it's alright. The game was built on stellar music back in the day. Every game had phenomenal music, and this music, while not bad, is kind of okay. Some are really good. I dig the Acid Man stage, but there's just not a lot outstanding like I would expect from the Mega Man series. So that's explaining my 2.0. Gameplay, 3.5. If you're accustomed to Mega Man, you'll be fine with this. The double gear stuff will definitely take some time, maybe even a few levels, and I had to tweak the controls on the Switch to make sure that the right stick was not a weapon switch button, because that got me killed a few times. Kind of annoying. Fun factor, 4.0. This game is super fun. As we all know though, dying isn't a whole lot of fun, but every time you die in this game, it's your fault. You know why. You can figure it out, and you can go back and you can do it better the next time. So I'm okay with that. The game is a little easier overall than past games, just because you can purchase E-tanks to keep you going. Though some parts, like Torchman, holy crap, will frustrate you to no end. But once you get rolling and bouncing, shout out to Bounce Man, this game is super fun and rewarding. So that's why it gets a 4.0. Overall, is it worth buying? Heck yeah, especially for the price. I think it's only like 30 bucks. Take a challenge, take this game for a spin, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Whether you're a classic guy or an X guy, I think there's a little bit in this game for everybody. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my review. I'm Megaran. I'm probably on tour right now, so you can get any information on that at Megaran.com, or peep me on Twitter at twitter.com/Megaran. Or if you want to help a brother out, head to my Patreon, where we do 2 video game inspired rap remixes per month, and that's at patreon.com/bitsandrhymes. Also check out my wrestling podcast, Matt Mania Podcast, which is at Megaran.com as well. Thank you guys so much, and as always, stay awesome. Peace.